life of cheese. As fascinating as the title may sound, how I came about this journey was not as fascinating. This journey started about 2 years ago, in November 2015 to be precise, a month away from completing a decade in business that had started in the December of 2005. At the age of 21, I had embarked onto an entrepreneurial journey after having worked 3 months for an employer who made me realize that I'm not born to work for somebody else. At the age of 21, I embarked on a journey with a partner who was 7 years older than me, with full belief and confidence that I can change the way that business is done. I'm ready to be a management consultant without any prior experience of running a business of my own. So I started going and knocking on doors and talking to people way older, business owners with a lot more experience, and telling them that I can teach you how to run your business, and their response was always the same. A little smirk and I don't think so. But over 10 years after that, the journey was incredible. It was a roller coaster ride with a lot of highs, but a whole lot more lows. A constant adventure of rediscovering and redefining who you are and what success means to you, and every single time, success only meant a couple of things. Success meant getting better, growing bigger, accumulating more, expanding faster, expanding further, and succeeding above all your competitors. It meant putting in 20 hours a day, relentlessly in pursuit of what people around you kept setting the benchmark to be as to what success is supposed to mean. After working 20 hours a day, 40 hours of sleep, 7 days a week, expanding across various industries, training, speaking, publishing, authoring, running education centers, penetrating 80% of the institutional market, being one of the youngest regional speakers at that point in time at the age of 23, working for some of the biggest Asia Pacific brands. In the November of 2015, 1 month away from celebrating a decade in business and a whole lot of accomplishments and achievements, titles, accolades, enough to fill a book or a chapter of a book, at least on its own. The question that came to mind was, what next? And what was all this really for? Making money? No problem. I had made enough money at a very young age, at a very quick pace, and I knew that I had reinvented myself enough times, I had enough failures, and come back and bounce back again without Ram's weight. Bounce right back again and made money from scratch whenever I needed to. So I knew for a fact that if I ever had to survive, I could. So making money, no kick, no challenge anymore. Working for big brands, done that. Traveling, done that. Starting new ventures, done that. I ran an incubator once upon a time, 25 startups within a period of 3 years. Done that. All zero capital, all successful, all still running till today. Done that. No kick. Writing a book, done that. Being an author, done that. Studying magazines, done that. Featuring personalities, done that. Putting in all the hard work, done that. What next? The question really was, what do I want? And what had I achieved all this at the expense of? At the prime of my youth, I had realized that I had not lived my youth. I didn't have a life. My work network was my social network. Every time you go out, you're discussing the same thing. Guess what? Work, deals, ventures, ideas. That's it. The day the person closest to me, my grandmother, finally passed away in the morning. I was woken up by my mother. I went to check on her. I realized she's not breathing anymore. Went down to the doctor's. Doctor came up, issued a death certificate. I went to the police center, got her IC, punched, Went, booked the crematorium hall, came right back home, showered, changed into a suit, a tie, and I was out for a business meeting and came back just in time to see her off. That was a cost that I paid. And all because society always tells you that that is how you're supposed to live your life and that is how you're supposed to find success. Ladies and gentlemen, that is society's idea of success. And as long as you stay in pursuit of society's idea of success, all you're going to be is constantly, perpetually, permanently a rat in the rat race. You will never, ever come out of that cycle. You never know what is all that chaos about. What are you really chasing after? You just keep going round and round and round and round and round in circles, and you never come to realize what for, why. And then I realized that, hey, quitting the rat race is not the idea, because if you quit the rat race, you're quitting life. Because the race is the race of life. What you need to do is you need to shift. You need to shift your roles. You need to stop being the rat and start being the cheese. You need to stop being the seeker and start being the one that's sought after. You need to stop being in a state of constant chaos that moves nowhere, seems to be moving but always stagnating in a never-ending loop, and start being the cheese that seems to be stagnant but is always evolving and enriching itself and growing and increasing in worth every single second. So what you want to do is you want to embark on a journey that will let you live the life of cheese. And in the past 2 years, I have been on a journey. I'm going to share with you 3 things that helped me to redefine my journey. Are you ready to listen to it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes? Are you ready to listen to it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes? I can't hear you. Are you ready to listen to it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes? This is a journey of 3 P's, ladies and gentlemen. The first P, perspectives. You need to shift your lenses. There's a story about an old couple that had a new neighbor. One day the old woman was standing at the window and she realized that a new neighbor had just come in. And the next morning, this new neighbor was hanging out her laundry. And the old woman got so freaked out by what she saw, she screamed and she screamed after her husband, and the old man hobbled forward and said, "Yes, dear, how can I help you?" And she said, "Look at our neighbor, poor woman, she has not got a washing machine yet. Her laundry is filthy." And the old man said, "It's okay, leave her alone. She'll settle in." The next day, same thing happened. Laundry is still dirty. The old woman couldn't take it. She had OCD for all I care. Right? And she called him in and said, "Hey, laundry is still dirty." The old man said, "It's okay, she still knew it happened." And this went on for weeks after weeks after weeks. And every morning the old woman screamed for her husband and said, "Darling, her laundry is still dirty. How can she make her children wear clothes as filthy as this?" And the old man said, "It's okay, she'll settle in." But one day, she got up. She was standing at the window, expecting the neighbor to come out, hang out her laundry. And she was all ready to shout for her husband again. But today, she shouted for her husband and she said, "Dear, hurry up, come." And the husband came running and he said, "Yes, darling, I know the laundry is dirty." "No, it's clean today." And the old man looked at the window and said, "Yeah, it is clean, isn't it?" "Yes, I think she finally got her washing machine." "No, she didn't. I cleaned the windows this morning." We need to change our perspective. We need to get rid of our tainted lenses, because the moment we fix our perspectives, we are able to look at things differently and expand our horizons and broaden our thought process. Because then we don't have to conform with how society conditions us. We are able to shape our own definitions of success, or what I call authentic success. Because what might be successful to the society may not be successful to you. Society says that, hey, a failed relationship is a failure, but if a failed relationship is getting out of it liberates you, by all means, it's your definition of success, and that's authentic success, is it not, ladies and gentlemen? You define your success, and for that, you broaden your perspectives. And the key to broadening your perspectives is by expanding beyond your conscious self. Exploring new realities and new possibilities for yourself every day, whether it be by picking up new skills through literature, through arts, through music, through entertainment, through spirituality, religion, whatever. As long as you're broadening your realities every day by expanding your conscious realities, you will be able to keep shifting your perspective. So the first P is perspectives. The second P, ladies and gentlemen, is priorities. The moment you shift your perspectives, you'll now be able to reset your priorities. It is not always about the big houses. It is not always about the big cars. It is not always about paying the bills. It's not always about becoming a millionaire. Success does not have to mean any of those things. Success could be being able to sleep peacefully at night, being able to provide enough for the family. You can hustle to build a castle, but you have every right to decide what your castle looks like. It can be a cottage with a little farm right outside. It could mean a little hut, but a lot of food on the inside. It could mean whatever you want it to mean. You get to reset your priorities, but the question you need to ask yourself is, what is your purpose in your life for your existence? There was an archer one fine day. He was a very good archer. Out of every 10 shots that he takes, 9 times he'll land on the old bullseye. But he was not happy with it. He wanted to become an even better archer. So he ventured out in search of a master to teach him how to become better than he was. So he traveled across mountains, he traveled across rivers, he traveled across forests in search of that one master who could teach him how to be better. And in all the towns and villages and cities that he visited, he could not find even one person. And heartbroken, disappointed, tired, frustrated, he was about to give up, but a voice inside him told him, hey, you know what? Try one last time. This might just be it. And as he was venturing across that last forest, he found a tree, and in the middle of a tree was a target board. In the center of the target board was a bullseye, and right smack in the middle of a bullseye was an arrow. He got excited. He walked another 100 meters. He found another tree, another target board, another arrow right smack in the bullseye. Another 100 meters, another target board, another arrow right smack in the middle of the bullseye. And he kept running across the forest. There's adrenaline pumping through him right now. He kept finding trees after trees after trees after trees. Target boards after target boards after target boards after target boards with arrows right smack in the middle of a bullseye. And the first clearance, he came out of the forest, he grabbed the first person he could find, and he said, hey, tell me who has been firing all those arrows. And the man pointed to a small little hut nearby. He walked up to that hut, he knocked on the door. The door creaked open, and out came a hunched over, frail-looking, squinting old man. And he said, tell me who has been firing the arrows in the forest. And the old man said, that will be me, young man. He said, cannot be. It takes good eyesight, a steady hand, and it takes a very good posture to be able to fire an arrow with that kind of accuracy. You are old and you're weak and you're frail. It cannot be you. And the old man said, young man, you saw the arrows in the middle of a bullseye, but you did not see how they got there. And the young man was perplexed. He said, what do you mean? I don't understand. And he said, hey, I fired the arrows first, and wherever they landed, I painted the target board around it. We are all like the archer. We keep working and working and working and working, chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing, hoping the efforts lend us what we need to have in life, where in reality it should be set your purpose first, set where your contentment mark is, and then work towards it. Once you achieve it, be happy with it. That does not mean stagnating. That means evolving into a place of peace, right? Priorities. But when you shift your perspective and your priorities, you will be able to find the last thing. The right people to help you along the way, ladies and gentlemen. Your relationships define who you are and what kind of success you are going to achieve. There was a mountain, and up on top of the mountain was an eagle's nest. One day there was an earthquake, and an egg rolled out of the eagle's nest and landed up in a chicken coop below. Excuse me. It ended up in a chicken coop below. It was hatching season. And when all the chickens' eggs hatched, so did the eagle egg. Now, they did not have a mirror in that coop for some reason, and nobody except the eagle didn't notice it looked any different from all the chickens that was being hatched. So he grew up amongst chickens, was raised like a chicken by chickens, and all his life made to think that it's a chicken. One day he was playing outside with his chicken siblings. He looked up into the sky and saw his two majestic eagles, wings spread wide, soaring high above in the sky, and a voice within it said, I too want to fly. And he went to its mother and said, Mother, I want to fly like those birds too. And the mother looked at it and said, you can't fly. You're a chicken. Chickens don't fly. Keep quiet and just be a chicken. And he continued playing along with his chicken siblings and never talked about flying again. But many years later again, It saw a majestic eagle up in the sky, and something within it also wanted to spread its wings and soar like the eagle. He went to the father this time around and said, Father, I too want to soar like an eagle. And this time around the father said, You're a chicken and chickens don't fly. Do not mention it ever again. And so the eagle, or rather the chicken, did not. It was born amongst chicken, raised as a chicken, died as a chicken, without realizing that it was truly an eagle. And a lot of us are like that. If you want to soar like an eagle, stop flocking with the turkeys, they say. Who are the five people closest to you? Network is your net worth. You're the average of the five people closest to you. If you surround yourself with five very intelligent people, what's going to happen? A bit of the intelligence is going to trickle down to you, right? If you surround yourself with five very rich people, very successful people, what's going to happen? A bit of the success and wealth is going to trickle down to you. And if you surround yourself with five very good-looking people, nothing changes. But ladies and gentlemen, the reality is this. Surround yourself with people who are not going to be the shackles around your ankles. People who are not going to tell you reasons about why. When you look at them and say, I want to build a castle, they're not going to laugh at you. And they're not going to tell you why you cannot do it. But surround yourself with people who are willing to be the wings on your back. Because those are the people, the ones who are going to be the wings on your back. When you tell them how to build a castle without batting an eyelid, they're going to look at you and they're going to ask you, how can I help you? Let's find a way of getting there. And when you can find five such people, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you know you'll have many shoulders to stand upon to become a giant yourself someday. Your perspectives, your priorities, and your people. When you find these three P's, that's when you know you're ready to live the life of cheese. But it takes time, energy, and effort. And a lot of times the excuse is, I don't have enough time. And that's a very arrogant statement that we as human beings make. Because, ladies and gentlemen, time is infinite. There's always time. There was time before us, there is time now, and there will be time after us. The only thing that's finite in this world is us. In a universe that's millions and billions of years old, we are only here for at most 80 to 100 years. And we have a choice to decide how this 80 to 100 years of journey is going to be written. So a little poem for you regards to time and the importance of slowing down, ladies and gentlemen. If you may, please close your eyes and shut everything else out and hear only my voice, and let me bring you through this journey of time. Have you ever watched kids on a merry-go-round, or listen to the rain slapping the ground? Ever watched the butterfly's erratic flight, or gazed at the sun into the fading night? You'd better slow down. Don't dance so fast. Time is short. The music won't last. Do you run through each day on the fly? When you ask, how are you? Do you hear the reply? When you're done with your day, do you lie in your bed with the next 100 chores running through your head? You'd better slow down. Don't dance so fast. Time is short. The music won't last. Have you ever told your child, we'll do it tomorrow? And in your haste, not see his sorrow? Have you ever let a good friendship die because you never had time to call and say hi? You'd better slow down. Don't dance so fast. Time is short. The music won't last. When you run through each day to get somewhere, you miss half the fun of getting there. When you worry and hurry through the day, it's an unopened gift thrown away. Life is not a race. Do take it slower. Hear the music before the song is over. Life is not a race. So do take it slower. Hear the music before the song is over. And you too will move from a life of a rat to live the life of cheese.